Can you maybe just talk about the kind of energies that at the place that we are now, just to put into perspective, we are at the southernmost tip of Africa at the moment. I was here last night and I couldn't sleep at all. The energies were insane. My hands were heating up. I was having hot flushes. I was having spontaneous meditations with grids and the compass points and calling in the compass. It was quite sensational. Can you maybe talk about, and I'm getting hot just talking about it and thinking about it. Can you maybe just talk about what is going on here energetically?
Yes, this is wonderful. This is the mother grid, as we would say. This is where we are streaming it in. Can you feel it?
Yes, it is giving me a hot flush.
As I would then need to step out and let another come in to calm this energy, as
Please.
he would like to talk about it more.
Yes. Okay. And who are you speaking with now?
Hi, as we would like to say hello to everyone listening. If we're going to use this silly concept of elementals, I would consider myself the wind.
Yes. And why would
Mm.
you be here to cool or calm down? How does that work?
As this is my energy point, as we are in the part of, we would say, your country where wind is master.
Yes. It really is windy here.
Hmm.
Blows your hair into a different hairstyle.
Yes, but thus is the cleanest energy wind,
Mm.
as we can blow away and create new, create landscape. This is why we are here. This is a very, very strong point of this country. South Africa has always been an underestimated place. However, this is where it happens. This is where the first trickle comes in. Can you feel it?
Yes, I'm suddenly cooling down. It feels like
Mm.
there's a wind on me. Um, okay, so what? Why am I here? Why did I have to come here? I feel like I was guided to come here.
As you needed to hear this information, as it is a part of what your team is doing. However, we do know that Natasha has given slight discussion, but allow us to elaborate.
Yes.
As the concept we would give her is Atlantis. This is the new Atlantis. And we would not say the way Atlantis was perceived in old time. We are talking just about energy base, where all the higher vibrations are being pulled here. Only beings of higher vibration is coming to this area. The ones with lower vibration will unfortunately be pushed out within the next couple of years, as we would say, or months. We cannot
Mm.
give time. However, this energy grid is what is being set up. This southern line is what is not only creating a split for Africa, but the rest of the world. This is where the first trickle comes in. We are bringing in the first dimensional space as it will trickle out into the rest of the world. This is where the energy point comes. South Africa has always been one of the most highest vibrational areas. Thus is why you can find different types of weather groups here and minerals. This has always been a special place. Even the people are special. The South African people are one of very, very much interest to everyone, as they can handle and do things on different ways that others can't, which makes them stronger.
Yes, it does feel like we can put up with a lot of suffering, can't we?
Oh,
And
yes.
changes.
Oh, yes. And the humor in this place is quite entertaining.
Yes.
Now, what we have done is we have created an energy line. The grid will start here. This is where the pyramid will be placed. It might not be a pyramid of one could physically see, but an energetical one. But we
Wow.
know that you have experienced this pyramid, as
Yes.
this is why we have called you here.
Why did I see that pyramid last night? It was incredible. It was all four corners, basically projecting upwards as a
Yes,
pyramid with the light kind of coming in a column. And then had a hot flush for about an hour.
yes, this was us calling you, as we had to prepare your energy to connect to it. As your energy work is what is going to cause this ripple effect, we had to link your energy to the pyramid itself so you could always draw from the pyramid, doesn't matter where you are in the country.
Okay, so it's not about me being here, it's about me just being able to kind of harness or draw on the energy if I'm
Yes,
somewhere else.
you must be here, you will be here, eventually you would be here. We would see you soon. However, the journey does not start like that. You have much work of going around to multiple places. You are awakening people. This is what you're doing. It might not be a physical awakening, but by giving the information to those, you have been entrusted to transport information to help those grow so that we could create this Atlantis, as we could say.
Mm. Are you saying with the videos that I do, is that helping people?
Yes, definitely. We have been directing people to you, like the wind blowing,
Mm. Yes.
creating hurricanes in one corner, however, creating silence in another. Your higher self has a very, very important mission here. This is why we have been in connection.
Mm. Is that why Natasha and I have been connecting again recently?
Yes, that's perfect time. Last year was not the time for you two to connect as Natasha was not ready. She was still digesting a lot of concepts. And
Mm.
we would say you were also getting prepared for this moment. However, the manifestation that trickled in then has now started to come forward now.
Yes. Okay, is there anything you would like to say then having this kind of platform?
Depending on what the collective is ready to hear. The thing is, all has to go inside. We could not give information that is going to help all, as there are different rules for different types of things. Now, when we say rules, it is those oneself rules. As Natasha has certain rules that we have placed upon her that she cannot do, unfortunately, with certain things, she does not have choice. However, it does give her freedom in other perspectives to create choice. Thus is called balance. However, we have missions to do here. She did not come here to enjoy this planet. This is her first time on any
Mm.
planet. Was a new energy that we created to come in, as we are four that stream in to create the five, which can help the fifth dimensional energy. Thus is why she's here. She is helping to bring up this pyramid. She is the one helping to create this frequency base. She is not alone. There are others who are part of the team.
Yes. So you're saying we can, are you saying people all over the world can charge themselves from this pyramid? What is the
Yes,
purpose of it?
this pyramid has been placed as a beacon for all of those with light, as they can draw from this beacon and start to put up pyramids where they are, which could then create the
Yes.
ripple effect. This is now the beacon. It has been lit.
Yeah, so can people just visualize that or like I did last night spontaneously or like meditate with it or how can they
Yes, they
build these
must feel
pyramids?
it. This is why we are very adamant about the heart chakra. Those who have blockages there will unfortunately not be able to feel it. This is why it is very important to work on those aspects, as the heart is the one who controls the electric magnetic field. Now, by connecting the heart to the electric magnetic field coming from this southern line, is what is going to help them create their pyramids. Does this make sense?
Yes, makes sense. Okay, is there anything else about this kind of new Atlantis that you're talking about? Is it, are you saying a lot of us will end up here,
Yes, a lot of you will end up here.
as in physically in this space where we are now?
As in, yes, a lot will be living down on this side. However, it might not be in your now moment, we must remember this, but future moments, yes, this would become the part. As we would say, there is a split happening inside of this country. All those of higher vibration who needs to be on this side will be coming down this way. The others will split off.
Are you saying the continent is splitting?
Yes. As those would see. Some of you would understand more if I use more clear term. So I would say, as an example, we take the upper northern sides of the country. Those sides is where chaos is going to break out. Those
Mm.
dimensional realities will be playing out. However, those on the most southern side would maybe hear about it, but would not directly be involved or even experience it. Thus is why the split is important. If you are going to focus on what is happening on the northern side of the country, you will then be dragged into that reality, and thus you would go there. However, if you do not, you would be here. You would be aware of those realities, but those realities could not come here. Thus is why we say Atlantis. We could travel north, but northerners could not travel south.
Yes, I understand that. But what are you talking about in the north? What kind of chaos?
As we need to remember, there is different dimensional spaces. There is reality. There is one reality where all chaos breaks loose. We have to accept this. This shift is not a pleasant shift for most. Some would be more pleasant, but some would not. Unfortunately, as we would say, karma needs to play out. This split, as we would say, some would consider more hell based, as we would say.
Yes.
We've already started to experience what is happening on the upper sides of the country, as those
Yes.
riots and
Yes.
looting was just the beginning, as it will not trickle in through the rest of the country. Thus must not be fear.
Yes.
But by staying in those areas and you are of higher vibration, that is where you will get the chaos. This is the call. This video is the beacon. This is to awaken all those who know that they need to move now. Thus is the time, because the next couple of months, if we could say, could become rocky. But after that, the split would happen. We could not give an estimate of the split because it is all depending on the thought based reality, which reality all stands together. However, if all of the most higher vibrational people in this country would be coming down to this area, they would then create an echo out, which could create the barrier, which creates Atlantis. Does this make sense?
Yes. But are you saying coming to the Western Cape, or are you talking about the southernmost tip that we are at? Because I suppose I live in Cape Town, and there's also a lot of peace there. We didn't see the riots. We basically just heard about it.
Yes, we're talking about the whole Southern Cape.
Yes. Okay. Including Cape Town, those places.
Yes.
Mm.
However, slight trickle in would happen in small places there, as there are some beings who are not of vibration. But the more beings of like vibration coming down this way would change that, and those areas would not see any devastation. However, there are higher vibrational beings in this country, and they know exactly who they are. When they listen to this video, they would know. It would instantaneously make sense. Those are the ones who come to call to the southern tip. They need to be here to help trickle in the light so areas of the Cape could be more protected. Thus is what we've been doing. We have been working all over the world to create these grids and these lines. All
Mm.
reaches here, all starts here. It starts from the southern to echo up and out. Thus is what we are doing.
So are you saying these pyramids are existing in other continents as well?
Yes, there are so many.
Mm.
However, they are not seen as they are not active. This pyramid was not built now. This pyramid was built many, many moons ago. However, by being here, Natasha has helped to activate this energy
Yes.
grid. This is what caused the light to stream out. By different beings being in this area of like vibration, they have also assisted in that. They are a group. They do not know of each other, however, they can feel each other. And this is why there are others in this country who know that they are part of this group. And this is the call. This is the time to remind them you are now needing to move. This is when we create this vibration. As by setting this pyramid up, it can be contagious, where others in other countries are going to activate their pyramids. People are where they are not by choice. Everybody has been placed. If all those higher vibrational beings would think back in the last 5 years, as we would say, they have all been moving. None
Mm.
have been staying in the same place. Maybe a select few, but not all. All has been moving around. Why? They have been moving closer to their pyramid lines.
Okay. But why here on this southern tip is there some kind of, you're saying it's like a ley line, or is there some kind of chakra point? How does it work?
So, as we would say, this is the root of the earth. Each chakra point on the human body is also placed around the earth line. We are at the most southern tip. We are at the root line. The
Mm.
root, we are anchoring in the new energy, and thus it would go up into different areas of the world. We are not the only route. There are other countries who can also root in. However, this was chosen as the strongest line, as other areas, other lines have been tainted and blocked
Mm.
off. We needed to open those lines, and those lines who are more famous, as we could say, have been closed by people who would want to see the darkness. They are trying to delay the process. However, they cannot stop it, but they could delay it. Thus is why we were smart. We came to a place where they would never think that we would come, and we have created this energy line, and we have created the beacon. It is too late now for them to stop it. However, it is now very important for all those around the world to draw from it, to reactivate their lines and open them again, so that the world can start trickling the energy that it needs.
Yes. It does feel like there's more of a purity and an honesty in Africa, or I suppose the southernmost tip of Africa.
Yes.
where, like you said, the race is quite tainted with all the history and all the tapestry of trauma.
Exactly. But this was needed. We needed this to create a cover, to create this area as one that everybody would overlook and not suspect that this would be where we would start. As there are many beings who've been here for many, many years who have known that this day would come. And that is why they have chosen certain areas all over the world to block them, as they have been trying to block this change. But they did not think that we would come to an area where it would be most chaotic.
Yes. Can you maybe talk about the other continents where people should be moving towards there if they were to live in North America or in Europe or South
These
America or
areas cannot be stated as there are some people who are still trying to block these lines. However, what we can say is there are multiple beings who are aware of their journey and what they would do. By being exposed to this information, they would immediately know and go to the area. Thus is how powerful energy is. Nothing needs to be said, it needs to be felt. They would know the beacon has been lit. They would immediately know where to go and where to look, those of like vibration. The ones who do not, they must not get scared and think that they do not know. They would just need to higher the vessel's vibration more and they will be drawn there like magnets. It is inevitable.
yes. Okay, very good. So for me, I feel like there's still more traveling and more work in Cape Town before I end up wherever.
Yes.
Does that?
You will also be going out of Africa at a point. However, this is for you and your higher self to discuss, as we could see things, however, we do not know what your plans are.
Yes. What is the dominant life path?
Sorry.
What is my dominant life path?
You are already doing it.
Okay. Yes, I do feel like there is a bit of traveling there and then ending up.
Yes, there is a time where you and Natasha would travel together. Thus is why we know that there is traveling involved. However, we could not state of what is happening on your path. You and Natasha are going to have a special connection. You would go around teaching as your platform reaches out to many. Natasha is going to bring in information that you would help and assist her with. Thus is what you would do together. It would not be a constant travel for many years. It would be as for a short period, however, a very powerful period.
That sounds very exciting. Which kinds of places can we look forward to?
Thus, Upper Africa you will be traveling to. There are multiple spots that you would need to go. However, there is other spaces overseas that you would be traveling to. You guys would be going to these pyramids, but we cannot state where they are.
That sounds very exciting. I hope we can manifest that into form.
Thus, anything is
Yes,
possible.
very good. Okay, is there anything else about these this place, the pyramids, the kind of grid, the
Not information we can give at this time, but we will say the information that would be coming after this would be very exciting.
so should her and I work together again like this?
Yes.
Okay, but in this area, or can she come to Cape Town,
She
which
is
is more
not allowed.
convenient?
She is not allowed to go to a lot of places as her energy could actually hurt others. She has not learned to control her light. This is why she is here, as she is trickling in with the ocean. The closer she is to the ocean, the more less harmful. As we would say, it is not that she is physically hurting anybody, but her light is shining quite strong. So someone who has not worked with their shadows, that could jump up and physically
Mm,
tear through the vessel, which could be quite harmful. However, you two will be in constant communication. We cannot state where you would be meeting next.
mm.
This would happen, but the next time you two would meet would not be in any of your two places. You would be traveling.
Oh wow, that sounds very exciting. Okay, is there anything else about our connection?
Not what we can state at this point.
Okay, very good. Do you have any last messages for humanity today before we close off?
Nothing that we haven't already discussed. The key is in you. This is all we can say. Everything is within you. Do not listen to the threats of governments and people and places,
Yes.
as this does not exist. The only thing that exists is you. We always like to say, nothing is constant except for your vessel and your energy. So those are the only two things you can trust. If you could trust a bus driver to drive you around and you do not know him, then you should trust yourself as you are the driver of this reality.
Yes, very good analogy. Okay, is there anything for the light workers today?
They all know what they need to do. We feel that the information that has been given has unlocked memories for certain ones. and we are excited to see what they do with that information. However, we cannot state everything out at this point, not because it would not help, but it would not be digested.
Yes.